We are live, episode number 96 of the Shant and Ari podcast. Shant, how you feeling tonight, big guy?
Feeling good, man. Excited for today's topic. I know we're going to talk about what's going on. There's a lot of things that are happening with just a lot of things, right? Markets and just everything. So, yeah, what's been going on? I haven't spoken to you in a week. What's new?
Kind of cool. My market has kind of shifted a little bit. I finally got around to doing a video today that I've been meaning to do for the past year. I filmed myself talking about 20 things. Yeah.
Oh, wait, which one? I saw you posted one about the 5 Series. Is that it or no?
Yeah, I didn't even post a preview on Instagram. Do you subscribe to me on YouTube?
Yeah, you know. You are my cousin.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't have a choice.
Yeah, so I've been pretty happy the past couple of days after I filmed this because it's been like a major breakthrough in my YouTube channel.
Why?
Because I've been having a lot of anxiety about making this type of a video. If you want,
we've talked about this. Yeah, we've talked about this.
You know, I don't have the attention span. I wasn't blessed with having like the best focusing talents. So it's very, very difficult for me to have like a bunch of stuff happening at the same time between like the camera and like my microphone and making sure like I look okay. You know, like you could do everything perfect and then realize you had like tabule in your teeth, you know, and then all of a sudden you got to fucking redo the whole video because you look like an idiot. So yesterday I did the video and it was just it just came together very, very easily and in a very enjoyable way. And you're not going to believe it. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, check this out.
Where did he go?
I did this all with this.
No way.
I didn't even use an external microphone. This was the whole thing. This, for those of you that are listening, I'm holding something that's probably a third of the size of your iPhone, and I use that to, yeah.
And it was good quality.
It was better quality than my iPhone can do.
So, like, do I need to buy one, or what's the deal?
I love it, yeah. But this is the actual. I had this 3 years ago. You know how many cameras I've had since this, and I just. Things happened yesterday that it's just.
How much does that thing cost? And what is it? What is it called? Can you tell people what it's called?
Yeah. So yesterday I used the DJI, the drone company, makes this. It's called the DJI Mini. And what it
Mini
is
3?
What is it?
The Mini 3 or Mini Pro? I'm just looking it up.
It's called the Mini 2. Or sorry. No, it's the original. So sorry. No, here. It's called the DJI Osmo Pocket. Sorry. The Osmo Mini is their drone. So DJI makes drones. This is the Osmo Pocket, which it's basically a really cool small 4K camera that's stabilized. It's basically like a gimbal stabilized camera. And you could literally put this into your little pocket in your jeans, not the big pocket, the little pocket. And this is on sale right now at Best Buy for $200. The newer one costs like $350.
That's insane.
I did my whole YouTube video, something that people use humongous fucking cameras and lights and shit. I did it with this.
Wow, you should do a product review on that thing for.
I mean, there's so many at this point, you know.
Yeah. But no, that's insane, man. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It's like $250 to $229 on Amazon. Depends on which one you get, obviously. But like, and I'm watching. I have it pulled up right now. Like I don't have the audio on, so I can't tell the audio. But just
the audio is unbelievable, dude. The audio is really, really good. I was so
So
surprised.
would you say this is better for like a vlogger? Would you say this kind of camera is good for like someone like me who just does like standalone video? Like what who is this good for?
I'll be brutally honest with you. I think that this is perfect for real estate agents
Hmm. Like
because
home
they
tours?
could exactly they could do a home tour that's completely stabilized. You know how like you take a video with your iPhone and like if you're moving around, you can't actually focus on anything. You have to like what just happened right now because the iPhone when you're moving, it can't focus. This is stabilized, so you can actually focus on things that are like moving. This is really good for real estate people. These are really good for vloggers, people that are doing action type stuff, like maybe they're recording their kid's basketball game or something like that. Just a bunch of different applications that if you needed a smaller camera, this would come in very, very handy. I did not expect to be able to do what I did yesterday with this. And it literally it pulled my YouTube channel right now but out from drowning in the water because of how I was thinking it was gonna go. I can't handle that much equipment and fucking microphones. I can't do this shit.
So the audio is good on it too, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, you could check it out. It was my last video on YouTube. It was the 20 things you'll love about the BMW 5 Series, and I think that that's the way that my channel is going to start going. That's the direction my channel is going to start going in. Is I'm going to start doing TikTok videos as well. And I did one yesterday on TikTok. I put up my first TikTok video
Oh, I
for
didn't see it.
yeah. I started a channel called Ari on TikTok and made a condensed video that doesn't have the whole 20, but it says in the bio, click here. But what I'm going to start doing is not only am I going to start doing those YouTube videos, but I'm going to make TikTok videos showing very, very in rapid succession the 20 things that you'll love about the 5 Series or whatever car.
Yeah, I just followed you. You have two TikToks, by the way.
One for Ani Catering.
No,
And
one is Adi Janesian and there's two Adi Janesians.
uh-oh,
You must have made one like a long time ago and just
shit. Not good. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to give people an update.
sick.
Very,
I'm
very
excited.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited too. Excited too. Really, really cool little development that's taken place and really kind of lifted me up mood wise. I've been kind of better over the last few days. Feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulder. So
Yeah. Because I've been going a little bit hard on TikTok too. So
I've been noticing that you've been putting up content. You put up a couple videos of a couple houses, and then I saw that today you put up a video about rent prices. Tell me a little bit about content, Sean. What have you been trying to do lately? Have you had
so
some free time lately? What's going on?
so the TikToks, man, like I just think of something like literally I'm working, something comes up, I'm in the office, and then it's like, oh, that's a good idea. I literally just do it right then and there, record it, done. Like
How
probably
long does it take you? 5 minutes?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Do you find that TikTok is convenient to use because it has all the editing stuff right there?
Yeah. It's so like yeah, and I am not a content creator like that. Like obviously I'm not getting paid or anything, but I think if you're a content creator, it's so good to use. It's like I don't know how to use it at first. I asked people a couple questions, but like it is very user friendly as far as like it's easy to put out content. Like YouTube, you gotta fucking edit, you gotta upload. Like it takes a lot of time, right? This you could be um it's super convenient, man.
I love that. I love that. Should we get into TikTok? Should
Yeah,
we like
we've talked about it.
no. I what I mean is when I sorry, I'm a little bit like wiry right now. What I mean is should we take like a little like a TikTok course, like how to use TikTok? I feel like um we're a little bit ignorant when it comes to TikTok. I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't tapped into the full.
No. We're treating it I treat it like Instagram. What about you? Like
So I feel like I'm using it, but I'm only using it at like 25% potential
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Like I put up that video yesterday with no followers,
yeah.
no
You had like
nothing.
900 views already,
Right. So
and you
like
didn't even know what you're doing.
I just put up the video. I just saved it from my iMovie, saved it, and put it up with just a couple of hashtags that says BMW 5 Series, and boom, 900 views. Who's watching fucking 5 Series? It's not even that popular of a car. Um, so like I can only imagine if I put up like Honda Civic Type R or like some like crazy ass car that like
Yeah.
TikTok loves. But anyway, what I wanted to talk a little bit about today was something that you had sent me a couple different things about companies doing major layoffs. Dude, it's been a huge topic of conversation these past few months. These major corporations, these major work from home centered organizations, corporations are doing massive layoffs, man. Like before, they needed staff for like Carvana, Vroom, Shift, Peloton, all these companies that relied on people working from home to support their products that were pretty much done online, Amazon like companies. And now they're just having these massive layoffs. And it's not even like the workforce is looking for work. Like they should be having trouble hiring people. Here I am, like a dickhead trying to find somebody to work. They're laying people off. So I'm
So
almost
yeah, yeah.
confused.
So which is weird, right? Because I was all I see is like hiring, 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 hiring everywhere. It's like, oh, we're short staffed today. Sorry, like service is slow. Like we're seeing that.
Starbucks will shut down
Yeah, yeah. For
like
like,
early.
yeah, hey, we'll be gone till tomorrow. Short staffed. Like what? But then it's like I sent you all these articles, so let me read some of these, right? Okay, let's see. So some of these headlines, right? Okay, one is Walmart and Amazon both reported being overstaffed in Q1. Okay. Then on another one, better.com. Better is like a mortgage company, better.com. I think it's a mortgage company. They laid off 4,000 people. Okay.
4,000 people.
Peloton, obviously, who was exploding during COVID, just laid off 2,800 people.
That's
20% of
absurd.
its, yeah. And then Facebook owner, Meta tells hardware staffers to prepare for cutbacks. And then from layoffs to hiring. So, and then on, what is this one? Yahoo. From layoffs to hiring freezes, here's how companies like Amazon and Walmart are preparing for what could be a seismic shift coming to the economy. So,
What does that
yeah,
mean?
I don't know. It doesn't sound good though. I think they're just, it's so obviously we're not economy, like we're not experts. The last recession crashed, whatever, happened in '08. It didn't, how old were, so what was that, like 2008, right? So we are 2022. So that was what, 14 years ago. So we were like mid 20s, right? Which we just I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff.
It didn't affect you.
No, it affected my dad. My dad got laid off.
Yeah, there you
Uh,
go. And my
and
dad got laid off too, and
yeah,
he got fucked. My
yeah, my
dad got
dad,
fucked.
but my dad kind of like, how they are. They shield us from that stuff, so like they pretend like nothing's wrong. So I just didn't realize anything was that bad, right?
What about your mom? Would your mom say like it's pretty bad? Just
No, just
nothing?
it's like business as usual, right? Uh, what about you guys?
My dad would play it off like nothing's wrong, but
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mom would be like our lives are over.
I could see your dad like, yeah, it's all right, like no big
My
deal.
mom switched instead of getting like the really nice toilet paper, she switched to 2-ply. At one point I'm like, "What are you doing? Like what the fuck are you doing?" Just to save a couple bucks on toilet paper? I'm I'm bleeding from my asshole right now because you want to save $1.50 on toilet paper.
Like save it somewhere else, lady.
Like, don't buy chicken this week. You know. So
So
anyway, yeah,
yeah.
I feel like they already have experience in this sort of stuff, but now they're at a point where they may not actually they may need the expertise. The stock market screwed my mom back in back in the early 2000s. She lost a ton of money out of her 401k.
Mm.
Similarly, this past few years, she lost a ton of money during COVID because of how things dipped. And she was about to retire.
No.
And she did
So
retire.
yeah. Yeah. So and obviously right now, like people who have money in 401ks and stuff, they're probably just like not able to retire. Because for the past 2 years, we've had an economy that was just like you buy something. Like I was making money on sports cards. I have no business making money on sports cards. Like I am not in that field. It's just I bought it, waited a couple months, it went for more money. Like it was no expertise. It was a lot of people, I believe, like myself too, were fake success, fake money, right? It was just and companies were hiring, everyone's working remote, everything was going good. Obviously, besides like the whole COVID thing, which was rough, just the economy wise, it was just so easy. Now it started with gas prices going up. Then we had the supply chain issues. We couldn't get things. Housing prices just went ridiculous, right? And it became harder and harder and harder. Cars were tough to get. So all this stuff started happening. Money's being printed into the fake money being printed, right? Giving out stimulus checks, which I guess you had to in the beginning. And then it's now everyone is surprised that inflation is at an all-time high, but it was this culmination of 2 years and probably before 2 years too. It's not just the past 2 years. So that's something I kind of saw this coming. I just didn't know it was going to happen right now.
Did you expect the workforce becoming what it was? Did you expect that happening?
No.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about this because this is seeming to become like a plague. It's really it's killing me inside that we're seeing a very weird psychological shift in how people want to make money, how they're perceiving they should be making money. It's almost surreal. Like they're seeing a lot of different things on Instagram, on YouTube, how to make money, where to invest your money. Everybody just has this new generation. They have this idea that making money can be done relatively quickly, whether that be like an NFT or invest in the stock market. Everybody's pissing away a lot of time and effort into flipping to make a quick buck, and nobody wants to work. So I just want to preface this conversation by saying I wanted to talk about something that happened. One of my very close friends started a very prestigious job. That friend may or may not live here. They might live far away. I'm not saying that. Let's just call him an acquaintance. He started a very prestigious job that he was he had his heart set on getting it. And he just put in his 2-week notice for it. He couldn't handle it anymore. It was a very, very good job. It was a very high paying job. It was a job that he was very proud to tell people who he was working for, but he absolutely hated working and couldn't put up with the stress anymore.
So a couple questions. What did he hate about it?
He hated all of the pressure that was being put on him, and that pressure leaking over to his personal life.
Okay. That's question one. Two, are you, if you don't want to share, like the field or in not industry, not company, but like industry or something, like just for context? Because I'm trying to figure out
Technology,
the pressure, huh?
the tech sales technology field.
Okay, okay. So
And
okay, so
sales
sales.
technology right now it's I would say it's probably one of the most important, probably that and medical.
Yep. So sales, basically. So the pressure.
He was more on the support side of things.
Okay.
He was on
Okay.
like the engineering and that side
Gotcha.
of things
Okay.
of
So
this.
where are you trying to take it with this comp? Like he
Where I'm trying to take it is that he has this opportunity in front of him, and he said, "Fuck it, I don't need this shit. I could be doing something else." Do you think that this is becoming a trend? Like people, it's not that they've become lazy. It's not that. It's many people like me, almost like a revolution. It's many people like me and him that have been taught that we need to be working hard. We need to be working hard, yada, yada, yada. And then it just hit that I don't need to be doing this shit. I don't need to be working this. Who am I working this hard for? I'm dying.
Mhm.
Do you think that people have become lazy? Do you think that people have become naive? Or do you think people have started to start taking better care of themselves? These are three options. I want you to wrap your head around the possible
Yeah.
three scenarios that somebody like me or somebody like him could find themselves in.
Okay.
And tell me what you think about that.
So yeah, I'm not going to give a broad answer, right? Because in the sense of there's going to be the lazy people, right? We're talking someone like you, someone driven, right? Like someone high energy, right? We're not talking. So just for context, I don't want to make a generalized statement because there are lazy people who just don't want to work, right? So we're going to take those people out. I think it's a couple of things, right? I think with social media, with technology, there's more ways to make money now than ever before. Okay, so the old like grind it out 80 hours a week, I think is still relevant. Depends on what you're doing. Okay, so there's people who do still work 80 to 100 hours a week, but they're building something that's going to last for generations.
Like what? What would you say is more common and more sustainable when
Yeah,
you're
that's not
talking
common.
about 80-hour work weeks?
Yeah,
No, no,
that's
no. Do
not.
you mean more physical labor, or do you mean something that just requires a lot of monitoring things? Like you don't need to be working 80 hours a week as a real estate person. I don't think it's even possible
You
because
can.
of how? What are you just in the office doing cold calls every day and then showing?
That well, it's if you're scaling your business, right? I don't obviously work 80 hours a week. It's a personal choice, but there is realtors who I know, like on my team, who do literally work 80 hours a week because they're growing. So it's like, yes, they're doing more calls, they're taking on more appointments, right? They're they're growing their business, they're growing their team. Now they have employees, and it just adds and adds and adds, and it just takes up a lot of time, right? Because real estate, you have to usually, right? There's people who've gone away from it, but if you're on the trajectory in the beginning, you have to be at all the showings, you have to be on all the appointments. Then if you have agents, you have to coach them, you have to be at their appointments. You have so many things to do. It's easily where you could work 80 hours a week. So to answer your question, I think it is a kind of an. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a new revolution of there's not the one way to make it, right? I know for you, you kind of were going that route of the 80 hours a week and just working crazy, and you kind of stopped, not because you're looking for a quick uh a get quick rich thing. I know you're not. That's not who you are. But I think you're like, okay, I could shift that time and energy into something I like more.
More. Me personally, more it's making it so that the time that I am spending on what I like more, making it so that it can be done consistently long term. I don't want to just start something that, oh, you know what, I changed my mind. 1 year later, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to do this. Not so much that I give a shit what people think. Me personally, I don't want to dilute my own what I'm known for or what I'm good for. To some degree, you have to care about what people think of you because that's your business reputation. I don't care what people say. Oh, you shouldn't give a shit what people think. No, you should give a shit what people think, but you shouldn't give it that much weight in terms of if you're willing to get started on something or not get started on something. I think that you should definitely give a shit. So I think that people right now have stopped giving a shit what people think when they're choosing to stop working or to stop working as much or change their field completely. And I can't put my finger on it completely. I can't put my finger on whether or not it's coming from a place of laziness or if it's coming from a place of them being psychologically burnt out in some way, or if it's a combination of both, but not at the same time, as in one group is being represented by one explanation and one group is being explained by another explanation, and they're just riding under the same
I think
storyline.
I think part of it is depending where you were in the US too, COVID had a big impact on on your decision, right? Because being locked down, being shut down, people had time to think. Because when you're working, you're just in it, you're in it, you're in it. COVID shut stuff down, where now it's like, do I really want to be doing this? And you had time to think. And I think that really helps. So like your state was shut down more than here, right? So here we were basically open, right? So we for me personally, I didn't feel the shutdown as much as you did, right? So that has something to do with it too. I think COVID helped people think more of like, yeah, I don't like this. I want to do something different. People were home more, right? And they're like, well, I don't want to work so much. I want to be home with my family a little bit more. Some people went the opposite and said, I need to be working more away from my family.
Oh yeah.
So I think I don't think there's one answer for it. I think it's a lot of things. And I think everyone is a little bit different, but I think it's not laziness. I think it's so someone who's stuck in that not medical sales, but the technology sales, whatever you were saying, sticks to it and says, yeah, I want to do this because in 10 years, I want this amazing sick life. Right. But that other person who just quit, your acquaintance, said, yeah, I could have that sick life, or I could just really enjoy the next 10 years. And then maybe it's 15 years and I'll have a good life. Not a good life, but like a sick life, right? Because I'm sure that person is still going to go down a successful route, right? So I think it's reflecting on, like, yeah, for me, like, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather be home a little bit more, you know?
So let's say, Shot, that let's say that you as a business owner, you represent the typical business owner. Your job is a little bit different in that you don't have a brick and mortar store.
Yep.
And your schedule is a little bit more flexible.
Yep.
Right now, given where the current market is at, right now, there's not massive amounts of growth taking place in the economy. In fact, obviously, we're in a recession. And there's a lot of inflation going on, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. There's a lot of hesitancy in the market. Do you think that right now is a good time to be working less? I know that you sent me some information that was shared to you by somebody else about what's considered to be wise and what's not considered to be wise. Do you think that right now working less is a good idea for at least for business owners? I'm not talking about the workforce, but the like me personally, I can't afford to work less. I don't even have employees to cover me. to work less. So now
So
I got to worry about not only working more to cover them, I have to worry about working more to make sure that my customers are extra happy.
yeah. So I think even the workforce, right, has to right now work more or harder or prove value, right? Because if layoffs are coming, do you want to be the person that is laid off, or the person who's like, and obviously you could be laid off and still be a good, really, really sick employee. It's just sometimes numbers are numbers. But if you in the workforce are proven so much value to the company, right? And you've played the right game in the politics as far as like buddying up with the right people within the organization, I think you will be recession proof there. Okay. So now in the business sense, I think, well, I know, because so just what I shared with you today. The owner of our team, okay, we're the number 5 team in the country as far as most sales, right? Real estate sales. We're the top 5 team. We're number 5th ranked team in the country for most sales in real estate. Okay.
Amazing. Yeah.
So the team owner, right? He, during the last recession in '08, got successful. All right. So we are seeing a market shift, right, in the economy, and that will affect real estate in some way. So I asked him, because I want him to come to one of my masterminds that I run for the team. I was like, hey, can you come? We want to talk about what agents and business owners should do to prep for a market shift. Okay. So just for the context, right? And he basically said, and I'll kind of go through the bullet points if you want me to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me pull up the email actually. Okay, here it is. So I think the first thing is he talked about the portion, I'll give it in a full business sense, not just real estate, is perfecting your craft. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah.
In real estate, it's perfecting our presentation. So if you're going on listing, you got to be on your shit, right? You got to separate yourself, overcoming objection. So so for you, it's being super dialed in with your ingredients, right? Like perfecting that, right? So it separates yourself from everyone else. That's one. So he said, what are some models that'll give you multiple transactions throughout the year? Okay. So finding different relationships within the business, right? So like going for vendors, right? For us, it's like institutional buyers, institutional sellers, like these big people, institutions coming up, buying a bunch of homes, building relationships with that. And he said, I refer this to the 5 a.m. work, your second job. So basically doing this in the mornings, like just building relationships, right? Obviously, like you're not calling people at 5 a.m., but it's like you're looking who to reach out to, etc. Educate yourself. Big one, right? So for us, it's Cromford Report, the Barry Habibs, Ivy Zellman's, like in real estate. So for you, educate just anybody in any business, educate yourself on the business, right?
How are they marketing on TikTok, making really good Instagram reels to support orders?
Yeah. And also like costs, right? Like what are other people, studying the competition? What are they charging for this? What are they buying? Can you get a little bit cheaper here? Just educating yourself on stuff, right? And then cash. This is when you hoard. So he said specifically, this is when you hoard. And I hope he doesn't. If he listens, I hope he's not mad I'm sharing this stuff. He said, this is when you hoard cash. Be in a position to take over market share. If you don't have cash, you can't play or play big enough. So there's a couple more, but I want to stay on this real quick. And I want to ask you. So a lot of people, I hear all the time in real estate, oh, I'm waiting for the market to crash. That's when they're going to jump into the market. I say, great. Awesome. Do you have cash? You need cash, because in times of like shit's going down, lending is going to be hard. Right. So like for you, like, let's just say like So I know where he's going with this, and I don't want to share too much of his what he's doing. I could tell you offline. So like for you, having a lot of cash, why? Let's say a very successful business restaurant similar to you is going out of business. They just need, let's say they're worth $1 million, but the guy's hurting and he's like, I'll just get rid of this for 500K, man. I just need out. Okay. And now you got a discount,
Yeah.
right?
I have an opportunity in front of me.
And what he talks about is in times when people are contracting, you have to move forward and you have to smartly, right? Like you have to do it, not just like go, but that's when you go on the attack to actually like get big. Okay. So that's what he's doing now. And I'm seeing him doing it. And that's why I'm super happy to be teamed up with him. And I could tell you offline what he's doing. So the next thing, and if you want me to slow down or stop, let me know, or you want me to just go through the whole thing.
No, I want you to go through. I'm sort of dialed in right now.
So the next one is lifestyle. He's like, so right now it's not the time to pick up the second home. It's not time to just get that extra luxury car. Like, don't go outside of your means right now. Right? 2 years ago, everyone's like, yep, easy money. I'll buy a second home, do this. And make sure you have margin in your life if income dips. Let's say for you or me, right? Because we're in this, what if we get 3 bad months? You know, we have to have that stuff ready, right? And then the last thing, this is real estate terms, figure out the exact effort that you're putting in every day, increase the income producing activity by 40% minimum. In our biz, we focus on contacts and appointments. You need new connections. So basically, what is income producing for you in your business? It's difficult in the restaurant, right? It's very different because we're sales. Restaurant is not really sales, but it's not. So increasing the activity to bring in more income, 40% more activity. And then lastly, he said, make a cut list of expenses. So basically, go through your business. Don't cut it yet, but make a list of stuff. If things get tight, I could get rid of these expenses, like marketing department, this, that, like start doing that now. So when times go bad, you're moving quick, right?
You know what's very interesting is that even you jumped in and you said that this might not be relevant for you, income producing activities. No, Shant. So believe it or not, my dad, I don't know how he did it before. I'm pretty sure he was doing like door to door. He would actually drop off flyers and stuff like that. But he would pursue caterings, corporate caterings, by dropping off a flyer to some of these companies.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit easier. It's, it can be done via, an email or sending them an Instagram message or Facebook message or something like that. So there's a lot of different things that people, even in the restaurant business, can be doing. And that's something that I actually, my goal is to start focusing on if I have a little bit more free, like if we can find some more help, is to start doing some more reaching out to corporations, because we've been seeing a major influx of corporate office caterings lately. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that people have gone back to work, and companies need a way to keep their employees at work, is offering them lunch. So it's just strange. But anyway, long story short, though, no, that can be applied to, I feel like, so many fields at this point. Like before, it was just like, just go to fucking work and hope people walk in, But now it's like, dude, did you put up anything? Like at Gary V, like, are you producing content? Like.
So with all this, right? Like, mastering your craft, building relationships, educating yourself, having cash, cutting lifestyle, activities, cut list expenses. Like in your world, how are you taking this? What do you do? What would you take this as to like the regular business owner?
Yeah, like so whatever he's saying right now, I'm 100% on board with. It's like, dude, like you don't, like, this is the longest I've had, and obviously the car industry has a lot to do with this, but like this is the longest I've ever held on to a car. Is this 5 Series? It's been 2 years almost. I probably would have had another car by now,
Yeah.
and I'm not making any moves. I don't think that I've spent on anything really that expensive. I have a vacation lined up for the summer, but I'm doing it at a time where it's our slowest couple of weeks. Other than that, like there's a lot of things that just resonate with me is like don't make any moves that could kill you, that could
Yeah.
really put you in a corner and like leave you there to rot.
Yeah.
It's a very, very scary time. Not so much that business could go bad, but you don't want to be stuck in a situation where if we were to get locked down again for whatever reason, whatever monkeypox or chicken shit, whatever is actually happening puts you in another lockdown, you are 100% fucked if you're, gaping open like this.
Yeah. And I think but now it's like you have to think of it could not be a lockdown, right? Because that's what it could be something else, right?
Like what?
I have no clue, bro. Like,
Oh,
no,
you mean economically, like a possible
yeah, it could another thing of like, okay, it's not a lockdown. This is this is the obstacle now, right? So it's like you don't want to just prep for the lockdown. You want to prep for an obstacle.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. So in more practical terms, guys, if let's say, for instance, a bunch of corporations did layoffs and budget cutbacks, all of a sudden I'm not getting as many corporate caterings. People have scaled back on their takeout expenditures for the week or month. That results in my business going down. Not so much that it was a direct correlation with anything that happened with one company or
did.
one.
Yeah, it's nothing you did.
Exactly.
It's something. Now, what about
an indirect effect? I got you.
Yeah. So maybe this is something to maybe keep in the back of your mind, which you may have already been thinking about. What if we really start seeing food shortages?
We are seeing food shortages.
Yeah, but what if it's like to an extent where it's like,
what is happening is because of diesel prices going up and because of diesel shortages, we're seeing food prices go up by 3, 5, 10-fold. Because truck drivers are in very little supply right now. Diesel fuel is in very little supply right now. So they basically got to pick, all right, what are we taking on this truck right now? Are we taking chicken or are we taking lettuce?
And then did you hear the wheat shortage?
No, there's a wheat shortage?
So hang on. There was they're talking about it. The world has 10 weeks of wheat supply left in storage. And the war between Russia and Ukraine India has stopped producing wheat. So we have a 10-week supply of wheat in the world.
Jesus Christ, man. So not only do we have a labor shortage, we have a supply shortage. We've got a mental health shortage. People are going fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're seeing a political instability. And what other crazy shit do you think is affecting this whole market shift? What other things?
I think that's enough, man. I think
that's enough too.
So this is something to think about, right? For you, like, okay, what if food is scarce? Like, can you pivot? Like, let's say people are like, I can't go out to eat. Like, I have to just buy fucking 3 tomatoes and live off that for the week, right?
Grill them. Yeah.
What is the pivot? Right? Is it you? And this is just quick brainstorm. Is it you at first buying a bunch of stuff to resell? Just straight to like just food, not even making sense. Just like, all right, you bought the inventory, it's in your basement. All right, now we're selling this. Like, quick. Like it's like these are the things as a business owner you have to start thinking about, right? Like what is worst case scenarios?
So we're not even talking about like a business model shift. It's not even anything like that.
No, no.
It's an ingredient shift right now. There's so many possible problems right now that we could be dealing with very, very soon. And these are very valid points. Like you, for instance, similarly to me, like, oh, like what could you possibly offer? You, for instance, like, all right, what if the interest rate goes up to like 22% next week? You know, it's like all of a sudden now, like you're reaching out to like private lenders or like hard money lenders and like, yo, would you loan this guy 12% if he puts down his son as collateral? You know?
Yeah, like what if people stop buying houses?
It's
right?
just there's a lot of crazy shit that maybe we should, after this podcast, it's gonna make me kind of
Hope this podcast really takes off, man.
Yeah, it's some serious shit.
Yeah, I hope people are really listening because we need the views and downloads, please. So baby formula shortages, right? Like it's dude, anytime I go to Target, there's no baby formula.
That's a guarantee, huh?
Multiple Targets, grocery stores, you walk in, anyone, anytime, it's empty.
Why can't they produce enough baby formula?
So I think there was like they found bacteria in the brands, so they stopped producing it. Like it's rough out there.
And what about wheat? Why can't they produce? It's like I don't understand why.
So the wheat shortage. So India is the largest supplier of wheat. They're the ones who grow the most wheat, right? So it said in an article, it said something to do with the Russia-Ukraine war, which I don't understand how that has to do with.
They provide 1/3 of the world's wheat supply.
Wheat. And the other was they're dealing with one of the worst, like the hottest heat waves that they've ever experienced.
There's just we got one fucking Russian asshole that can't they can't keep his shit together, and then we got our president that can barely get a couple words out.
What are we doing, man? It's
man. What is this shit? So
and now, and then China's starting to go. They're doing a lot of military testing near Taiwan because they want to invade Taiwan. Because this is how Russia started. They were doing a lot of military training near the Ukraine border, and then they just went in. So it's a crazy time, man. But I think what I guess technically what my boss was saying, these are the things we could control. Focus on this, right? Master your craft, build relationships, educate yourself, save your cash, change your lifestyle a little bit, and really increase your activities. You work out on those stuff, I think you should be fine. We should be fine.
I mean, unless we run out of pita bread.
Yeah, then
and I'm fucked.
I got a couple of bags in my freezer. I'll keep them for you.
Thanks.
If it gets to that point, call me. I'll ship it to you for a little fee, a little bit.
Buddy, if you only knew how much pita bread we go through. Couple bags.
That could last you 20 minutes?
10 minutes at the most. Oh man, I get people coming in and just saying, "Oh, let me get a couple of bags." I'm like, "There's fucking Audax Market and thing down the street. Why are you buying bread from me? I need this fucking sandwiches." It's just it's anyway. Yeah, it's weird. I didn't know about that. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe now I'll start hoarding and
Yeah,
putting some in the freezer.
your dad shows up and there's like just shit in the basement. You're like, no, it's all set, Dad. I got you. I got it. We're gonna be fine.
You know what's crazy though is that back in Syria, your and my um, grandfather, they used to sell wheat.
Yeah, yeah. They're
That's what
farming.
their
Yeah.
business was wheat.
They were
They used to
farmers, right?
sell.
They were
Yeah,
wheat farmers.
yeah. They had like 150-pound sacks that they used to sell of wheat.
So it's in our blood.
Wheat?
Yeah, like farm. I don't
Carbs?
know.
We're carb people? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So they were farmers. I really wonder, like, how did they get along? Like, were they like pissed at each other all the time? Like, how was that relationship like? Do you have any story? Like, do you know like what the deal was with them too?
They used to hire a few different people that did a lot of like the hard lifting for them. And they used to spend many weeks at a time isolated in the desert, working and drinking a lot of ori at nighttime.
So
And
they
it
would
was
like
right.
literally be in the desert, right?
Yes.
And I guarantee everyone listening, I guarantee you they were probably wearing suits.
They used to, you know what they used to do? They used to either wear a jacket, but a lot of the times, believe it or not, my grandfather was seen wearing a galabieh, the white gown that they used to wear because it kept them very cool in the
Yeah.
desert.
Okay.
They used to wear
That's why.
suits. Yeah, my
why you got-
grandfather he's he had his trousers rolled up, wearing a full suit, trousers rolled up, the bottoms, with his feet in Lake Sevan. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing wearing a suit in Lake Sevan? What's wrong with him? Like, people are wearing shorts. This guy's wearing a full suit, you know?
Classying up the joint, man. That's
Yeah.
how we rolled. That's how our family rolled.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's all I got, man. This is I think something we got to keep tabs on and keep maybe
Yeah, keep a pulse on your friends where they're at in terms of their careers, where they're at mindset wise. If they're planning on quitting anytime soon, starting a fucking YouTube channel, TikToks, Amazon drop shipping business, whatever crazy shit that people are doing nowadays seems to be. I can't talk too much because I got also like ambitions to spice up my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, but
All right. Well,
all right. This episode's been sponsored by the DJI Osmo Pocket. Pick yours up today at Best Buy, Amazon.
use promo code Shant and Ari podcast.
Get nothing off. Maybe they'll fucking charge you for shipping.
They'll charge you more when. All right, man. I'll see you.
All right. Bye.